One of the world leaders most prominently denying the reality of coronavirus has been Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. He has now tested positive for coronavirus. Now, he's 65 years old. He has trivialized the pandemic. He would show up places either without a mask or wearing a mask incorrectly. In terms of total cases in Brazil now, they are second in the world behind the United States. In terms of total deaths, Brazil is now second in the world behind the United States. In terms of per capita, they are also just below the United States in both cases and deaths. And Jair Bolsonaro was bragging in March that if he were to get the virus, he would quickly fight it off and recover because he has a history of being an athlete. He then kept going to large events and to gatherings without wearing a mask or, again, wearing it incorrectly. After announcing that he had tested positive to reporters yesterday, he stepped back and took off the mask and said, "Look at my face. I feel fine." He was also recently with a bunch of his top cabinet members. Everybody was not wearing a mask. Now, I got messages from people saying, David, this could be the best thing that happens to Brazil because this is going to change Bolsonaro's view of coronavirus because he got it himself. I think you're very, very wrong, especially if he fights it off. He is going to be reinvigorated about how this is really no big deal. And, statistically, he's probably going to be fine because, again, most people do not get very sick. Even 65-year-olds who are generally healthy do not get very sick. Here in Massachusetts, I believe the average age of death from coronavirus is like 82 or something like that. So in all likelihood, a relatively healthy 65-year-old is going to be fine. And if he is and he fights it off, it will actually foment him further downplaying it with, see, I told you so. It wasn't really serious. If he were to get really sick, it might change his view. But this guy seems so off the wall nuts and disconnected from reality that it might still not make a difference. And when I was looking online at the comments about this, a lot of people wishing him harm. That is never my take. I don't wish harm on anybody. I'm recognizing the propaganda value of this. And he even posted a video yesterday of himself taking a pill, which he claimed was hydroxychloroquine. He was laughing in the video, talking about how great he feels and how the medication is certainly working well and blah, blah, blah. It's all wacky propaganda. I mean, he truly seems to have some kind of, he has an unusual personality. I don't want to diagnose anything, but it's an unusual personality. Now, the other thing about the more prominent people who get coronavirus is it's believed, or let me put it a different way. There's speculation that when a prominent person gets coronavirus, they are immediately getting access to antibody treatments. When we've seen the success rate of these antibody treatments, where you take convalescent plasma from people who have recovered and have antibodies, and you transfuse it into a sick person, the reports I've seen so far are that that is very, very effective. And there's speculation. I don't want to say anything other than there's speculation that when a prominent or wealthy person gets the virus, they get access to that treatment, which is not widely available because of the limitations. You have to collect plasma from people who have recovered. And that also may be increasing the success in fighting off the virus for prominent or wealthy people. It's mere speculation. That's the latest with the Brazilian president, Jair Bolsonaro.